What is up? We are back with another weekly wears video where I go over every single fragrance that I wore all 7 days last week. So if that is content that you would like to see more of, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so you are updated whenever I upload something new. I am super excited to officially announce that we have hit 8,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I'm so humbled by that. I love making these videos. I love the interaction with you guys in the comments, and I love fragrance, and being able to talk about that with you guys is just incredible. And the fact that you guys want to subscribe and keep coming back to watch more, again, truly humbling, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you. But with that being said, let's jump right back into it. I'm going to start with Sunday. And on Sunday, I went with a fragrance I just recently picked up in my last rack store haul. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll be sure to link it here. Check it out when this one's done. Scent I'm talking about is Jimmy Choo Urban Hero. Now, pretty good atomizer on the Jimmy Choo fragrances, if I'm being honest. I don't dislike this fragrance. One of the reasons I grabbed it was because it is not really highly rated on Fragrantica. And look, Fragrantica at the end of the day is just a tool. You can go on there, you can see what other people's opinions are. There are trolls on there, so you have to sort of be able to decipher what is true and what isn't. And at the end of the day, it's all subjective. It's what you think of the fragrance, ultimately your experience with it, and that's all you can go on. With that being said, it was roughly a 3.5 rating out of 5. And I thought, you know, for a fragrance that seems pretty popular in terms of, I always see it in the rack stores, I'm sure people are buying it. Why is the rating so low? It's not a bad rating. It's just sort of middle of the road. And that's the best way I would describe this scent. I think everyone who voted on Fragrantica nailed that one. This is really an amalgamation of everything. It's sweet, it's fresh, it's a little warm, it is spicy, and it is just kind of average. Doesn't last that long, at least on my skin. I was a little disappointed in the performance. Wasn't expecting much. I paid, I want to say roughly $35 for this for a 50 ml. Again, it's pretty safe, generic, shower jelly, clean and fresh with a little bit of sweetness. So overall, I have things like this that do it better in my collection, but it's also not the worst scent either. Jimmy Choo Urban Hero. On Monday, I went with one that I probably could have worn a little more over the summer, and I just don't think of this as a summer fragrance. And again, I've talked about in other videos that I'm trying to get away from that, pigeonholing certain fragrances to certain seasons. And I really love this one. Scent I'm talking about is Banana Republic's Tobacco and Tonka Bean. Plum, vanilla, tobacco are just some of the notes in here. And this thing is just, it smells fantastic. It smells sweet, has a little bit of smokiness to it, slight woody, vanilla, and plum. And it's a little bit fruity. So, you know, for me, this is a cooler weather scent. You're getting into fall. I sort of imagine wearing this casually, cooking marshmallows or something out on the fire pit with my family. That's kind of how I envision the scent being worn. One thing is for sure, this is a unisex fragrance. So ladies, if you're watching, most of my audience is men, but the ladies can get away with this as well. So absolutely unisex. I would like to smell this on my wife, but she doesn't. She's not into sort of vanilla-based fragrances. And I do, at the end of the day, get a lot of vanilla from this scent. In terms of longevity, I spray really heavy. This wears slightly airy, despite it being tobacco, vanilla, plum. You know, it's not a heavy scent. So don't think of this as dense or resinous or anything like that. And you can spray this a little bit heavier to get better longevity. So overall, fantastic scent. One of my favorites from the House of Banana Republic. If you have not checked out their fragrances, they're really affordable and really great quality. Tobacco and Tonka Bean from Banana Republic. I have to thank Venba Fragrance for sending over this one. Bilbo was kind enough. He's whittling down his collection, and he sent me this one. Now, judging on the amount of juice missing from this bottle, my guess is that he wore this one quite a bit, and I can see why. Scent I'm talking about is Friday Edition from El Ganzo. Now, where has this thing been hiding my entire fragrance life? If you guys follow me on Instagram, I actually did a post on this fragrance as my scent of the day. Make sure you guys follow me over on Boston_accents. Man, this stuff in the air, amazing. Definitely cool weather vibes, fall vibes. But where this one really sort of captured my attention was the anise note in here. And it just reminded me of growing up. I grew up in an Italian house, Italian grandparents that lived with me. We had these cookies. They were amazing. They're like sweet shortbread cookie with this vanilla glaze over the top, but there's anise added to that. And the anise just has this really unique flavor, the colored sprinkles on top, or jimmies, as we call them here in the New England area. So you definitely, if you know the cookie I'm talking about, this is what this smells like to me. It smells gourmand, baked, sweet, dessert-like. And it almost reminds me a little bit of Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo, but this stuff is addictive. And I think you can get this fairly inexpensive. I'll be sure to link it down below if I can find it. This stuff is amazing. It lasts all day. Performance is fantastic. And man, the only regret I have is that he didn't like this thing at all, and the bottle was a little more full. I would imagine reaching for this quite a bit this winter. And it's just a great scent, one that I think is completely off many people's radars. I haven't heard this one talked about ever. So definitely check this one out, Friday edition from El Ganzo. So Wednesday and Thursday actually wore the same fragrance, and there's a good reason. We went to New Hampshire. We took the kids and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, their kids, and we went and visited Storyland in New Hampshire. So it's about roughly a 3-hour drive from where we live. And I just wanted a scent that I could wear to the park, wear out to eat, and just in general cover all my bases and only bring one fragrance. And this kind of was a no-brainer. This is the first one I thought of. Scent I am talking about is Cedrat Boisé from Mancera. Lemon, vanilla, woods, smokiness, leather. This thing does it all. And it's a niche fragrance for a really affordable price. Now, I don't want to get too in-depth with the performance. I get great performance from this. This is one of those fragrances that smells on me even when I can't smell it. Now, quick story. We went to get food the first night there. Yes, the first night there. We only stayed one night. We went and got dinner. And at the end of the dinner, the waiter came over and said, I have to ask, one of you is wearing cologne here. It smells amazing. I need to know the name of it. Everyone laughed because everyone knows I have a YouTube channel dedicated to fragrance. And they all sort of pointed the finger at me and said, it's got to be him. And I told him what it was, but that's the type of fragrance this is. It just garners attention, positive attention, compliment getter, real life compliment getter. So I know we do these videos about getting compliments and all this, but he literally had me write it down for him. He was so impressed with it. I gave him the name of the channel as well. So shout out to you if you're watching this video. And you know, it's really incredible. It's one of those fragrances that is familiar, but it's unique at the same time. So I find myself craving wearing this. I think about it. I'm like, you know, it could easily be one of the fragrances that I find myself reaching for if I'm not trying to keep my rotation mixed and varied. If I had only 10 fragrances that I could own, this would be one of them without question. I know the intense version has garnered some popularity as well as of late. I have not tried that, but I will be trying it, and I will do a comparison video for you guys because I know some of you guys are asking for that. Overall, fantastic scent that you need to check out, Cedrat Boisé from Mancera. So on Friday, I was home working from home in my office, catching up on some work. We had been gone for a couple days, and I said, you know what? I haven't worn this one in a while, and it's probably my favorite from the house, which is saying a lot because the house and the fragrance that obviously you'll know what I'm talking about when I show you. Scent I'm talking about is Creed Himalaya. Now, Aventus is the most popular scent from this house, probably followed by Green Irish Tweed, which both fantastic fragrances. I have them both in my collection. This is the sleeper of the house, and I absolutely love this scent. Great atomizer as well. Look, I know people criticize Creed for longevity, but this is sneaky in terms of performance. The opening here is stunning. It's beautiful. This is going to remind you of a 90s fragrance. It's a little bit metallic, has a lot of freshness, musky, woody, a little bit spicy, cooling. It has this cooling effect to it. Himalaya, the bottle, it evokes that whole idea of the Himalayan mountains for me, without question. It does that. It transports you. It's green. I imagine the Himalayan mountains, green valley below, cool air. This is invigorating. It's uplifting. Incredible fragrance. Quality is an 11 out of 10. It's stunning. A little bit soapy. My wife gets mainly soapiness from this scent. She's not crazy about it. It's not her favorite, but she thinks that it smells like a really luxurious soap, like a hotel soap. And I kind of get that vibe. I know what she's talking about. Overall, like I said, probably my favorite from the house. Super underrated. Longevity, not the best in terms of the opening. So like projection wise, it's going to sit a little closer to the skin. That opening, it does change a bit, 20, 30 minutes in. But what you're left with is just this amazing, high quality, soapy fragrance that just works. You're going to smell clean. You're going to smell fresh. You can wear it in any situation. It's luxurious. It truly is. And for me, it's worth the money because I love this stuff. Creed Himalaya. Finally, on Saturday, this one is probably underrated from this line. And although this is, I would say, people like this one, it has sort of a cult group that sort of love this scent. Scent I'm talking about is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Les Beaux. And the reason I mention like a cult following for this scent is because, number one, I feel like you either love or hate this scent, which I don't know why. I don't know why it's polarizing for some. It's coconut. It is a little bit powdery. It's fresh, sweet, but just the right balance of sweetness for me. And, this is a great going out, night out scent for summer, but it also works in the cooler weather as well. Because of those elements I mentioned, that powderiness that you get from this, it will retain some of that Le Male DNA. Even though this is Les Beaux, it's separate from Le Male, but it has sort of that JPG DNA sort of running through this. And this is another compliment getter for me. I think every time I've worn this out with friends, I've gotten a compliment. It's just a kind of a head turner. It grabs attention. The reason I say this has more of a cult following is because the others in the line, way more popular. Ultramale, Les Parfums, with the new release of Elixir. These from the house of JPG are far more popular than Les Beaux. I think that you don't see Les Beaux end up on a lot of lists. Now, a lot of you guys have the question for me, do I prefer this over the Eau de Parfum? And I gotta be honest, this is better. In my opinion, it projects a little better. My favorite parts of this, there's more of it than in that version. And this just, for what I wear this for, I prefer this one for sure. Not that I don't like the Eau de Parfum. I think it's really nice and well done, but this is just a better fragrance in my opinion. So great stuff, decent longevity. You're gonna, I think this is one of those ones that you can still smell it, but it's just kind of not a lot going on. There's not a lot of dimension or depth to it later in the dry down, but it still smells great. But you kind of yearning a little bit more for that opening, that sweet sort of coconutty opening that this has. Incredible stuff. JPG, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Les Beaux. That's all I have today, guys. As always, let me know in the comment section down below what your weekly rotation was. Always love hearing what you guys are wearing. If you like what you saw today, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.